Johnson. Welcome, everybody. So it's almost the middle of June. I know, I don't know how that happened, but it is almost the middle of June. And today is June. What is today's date? Today is June 10th. So many of you have your heart set on being a star consultant. So just really quick, if you're watching this video and you're new, what star consultant is when you cumulatively order 1,800 wholesale, not retail, 1,800 wholesale over the 3-month period, you're a star consultant. What are some of the perks of being a star? Well, number one, you get to order early, which is huge because if you get to order on the 10th of the month and everyone else gets to order by the 15th, your order on the 10th has already arrived at your house. You've already ripped it open. Like mine came, I smelled the new perfume. I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing, seller. I was able to order more on the 15th, literally 5 days later, because I already had all mine. So you get to order early, which is a big perk. Second is when you're a star consultant, you have product on hand. So you can deliver, as you can see behind me, you can deliver product immediately when people reach out to you. And before I end the story, somebody remind me to tell you about the story of what happened to me yesterday with a random phone call. So that's another reason to be a star. Third reason is the star consultant prizes. So you get points every quarter, and your points are based on your wholesale purchases. And then if you add team members, each qualified team member bumps you 600 points. So you can bet that this last quarter I was going to be a star because I had 7 great star qualified team members, which is over 3,600 extra points on top of my star. So you can use your points for that quarter, or you can accumulate them to take all kinds of things. In fact, one of my top director girlfriends has been saving her points for 2 years, promised her husband a 75-inch TV, and she got all her Best Buy gift certificates, and sure enough, went down and got a Best Buy gift card and bought him a 75-inch TV. Not that I'm suggesting you have to do that. No family needs a 75-inch TV, in my opinion, but I know that for a lot of people, that's a really big deal. So your star, you can do all kinds of things. You can get jewelry like this necklace, you can get purses, you can get designer sunglasses, you name it, it's on there. There's literally thousands of things to choose from. So star consultant is, I think, a really big deal. And honestly, if you're not a star, at least at that level, you're probably not making much profit. And I don't know about you, but I think money's a motivator. And it isn't the love of the money by any stretch of the imagination. It's the options of what the money can do for you and your family. Pay a bill, upgrade your phone, buy a new sectional sofa for the family, pay for a trip to Disneyland, go on a cruise. Like there are so many things, and you're going to get to hear about that. But let's talk specifically about Star Consultant. Now, what happens to fall this year on the exact same date as the end of the star is Father's Day. Isn't that a great coincidence? So let's just say hypothetically, you're halfway in your star. You've got 900 wholesale in and 900 to go. Now, you're at a juncture in the road where you need to make a decision. The one fork is like, I'm only halfway, I'm not going to do it. There's always next quarter, which is a choice. And that's the case. Don't order until June 16th. It'll count for the new quarter and the new year. But what if I were to tell you that by you stretching, you ever seen a rubber band? Once you stretch a rubber band past a certain point and you let go, it never stretches back to that original size. So what if you stretched and you made that star happen? Nothing is a greater feeling than crossing the finish line with your tongue hanging out with no regret, knowing that you went all in and you crossed the finish line. Now there are going to be times in your career where you go for the big goal, you go for that and you don't reach it. But when you give it your all, there is no regret. It's almost like an athlete trying versus giving it their all. If they try and they don't make the team or they don't make the cut or they don't break the record or whatever, they might say, man, I wonder if I did just really push just a little bit harder or ran just a little faster or closed my eyes and focused a little more. I wonder if I could have won. But if they're in 100%, they close their eyes, they focus, they literally give it 200% on that race or those qualifications, whatever the sport is, and they don't win, then that's it. When my daughter took the bar exam, she came home and she goes, I don't know, Mom. And I said, well, how do you feel you did? She goes, I don't know. Like, what if I didn't pass? I said, let me ask you a question. Did you study as hard as you could? She goes, and then some. I said, did you do your absolute best? She goes, I did. I said, there's no regrets, babe, regardless of what the outcome is. I know that's easy for me to say, but no matter what the outcome is, she literally gave it her all. There is no regret. You give it your all. Okay, so let's take the person who might be listening to this video who has 900 and 900 to go. Well, a couple ways. We're going to look at 4 or 5 different ways to do that. One idea is Father's Day sales. So I went down to Dollar Tree. Not that I'm endorsing Dollar Tree, but I got these really massive, huge glass, really heavy. The mug is this big. It's literally super huge. I don't know how many ounces it is, but it's a lot. And then in here, I got a bag of blue shred and white shred, mixed them together. Now, what I did is I opened the men's skincare line and I flattened the boxes. So you just push the top inside the box, the bottom inside the box, and flatten the box. So then I just folded, if you can see it, I just folded the box behind the product, gives it a little extra height. Plus, they have the ingredients, the instructions. So I put those in there, and then I put the cleanser and the anti-aging moisturizer in here. Now I made a plain set just like that. This is 55 with the mug, wrapped, packs, and everything. I lose about $1 on that, but I don't care. It's 55 bucks out the door. Now, if they want to add the men's shave cream, it's 75 out the door. If they say, oh no, he uses an electric razor, then I'm like, do you want to get the basic set? Do you want to add a full-size mineral sunscreen, which is what's in this one, the full-size SPF 30 mineral sunscreen, which makes this one 80? Or do you want to add maybe those of you who have the mini charcoal and gel mask still? I have like 5 or 6 little boxes of the skinnies. I added a $10 mini charcoal mask to this. So you could do a travel charcoal mask or a full size. So I made a 2-minute commercial. You're welcome to borrow it. I put it on our unit page, and it's me promoting those sets. And I found some research, which was interesting, and I'll share this research with you really quick. 31% of shoppers said that they wanted to give personal care to the man for Father's Day, to their guy, whether it be their dad, their grandfather, their significant other. They thought that was really important. Now, what's interesting is Gen Z and millennial men said this. 46%, 42% of them said that their skincare routine needed an intervention, meaning they don't have one. And then there was another survey that was done by Muriel Group that said 59% of the men wanted something unique this year, especially something to help take care, self-care stuff. So I really think we're on trend with this. So let's say you post this and you sell 6. Okay, let's just say they're at the lower end one, they're the 55. Okay, you sell 6, that's roughly $300 and change. But is that say so that's 300 towards your 900 that you need for your star. Plus you need tax too. So there's 300, right? And then you might say, well, what about the chemo care packages? So chemo care packages, we have partnered with a local oncology center. I was trying to think of the word I was thinking of. And I'll just show you where this is on boards. So on my boards, if you go to chemo care packages, and I'm going to screen share this really quickly, our local oncology company said that they don't want body care really because it's all scented. So we are doing this. So we are doing a full set of satin lips and an unscented hand cream. So this set sells for 36 individually. But if they buy 3, I'm telling them that it's a $100 donation, and I'll just eat the rest. So I don't make any money on this. Now, if you choose to make money, that's up to you, but I don't make any money on these. I lost a sister to breast cancer, and so I roll in all the rest and I tax write it off as a charitable donation on my end. So if somebody says, oh, I can write you a check for 100, I said, oh my gosh, that's 3 gifts. Thank you so much. And I asked them for 3 business cards. Some companies, like a copier sales guy, handed me a check for $400. He said, I lost my sister to cancer. I get it. I'd love to support your cause. And he literally wrote me a check for $400. So I asked him for 12 business cards because I stuck his business card in every package. So I made a package up like this. Now, this was a very quick one I just threw together. They normally have like a bow at the top with the inspirational tag and a little bit more shred. They're a little cuter, but I just threw this together really quick. So this is the hand cream, the satin lip balm and sugar scrub. And so this is the chemo care package that they would get. I buy shred. I don't usually put in pink shred because some of the people that are getting these are men. So I try to be a little more gender friendly, like green is great. So I get green grass and white grass and put some shred behind it. They get the inspirational card, my business card, and then the card from the company that's paying for these. So I also had a paralegal that was in the same meeting, and she said, I'd love to give you a check for 300. So one company was 400, the other company was 300. That's $700. If that happened today, I'd almost be done with my star. Okay. For those of you who've got 9 in and 900 to go. All right. So chemo care packages can be great. So you've got this flyer that you can show, but you also have this. Now, this is my Facebook post. You can change it, but this would be to put on your private VIP page that just shares them. And actually, I need to change that to say 15 years ago. But just so they know, you can say 15 years ago, my mentor in Mary Kay lost her sister to breast cancer. And so we are making 150 chemo care packages for the men and women that are currently getting chemo treatment at Bass Care Center in Walnut Creek. Now, if you do not live locally in the area and you don't want to say that it's getting that one, you can change it, but this just gives you an idea of what to say. Okay, that was a posting for a private VIP or private Facebook page. This is the letter that explains it. So you could even post my letter and say, my mentor in Mary Kay, or my coach, or whatever you want to call me, was personally touched by cancer when she lost her sister. So this is a goal that she's very passionate about, and we've committed. So when we did this a few months ago, we donated $9,000 to the big hospital. So I decided they didn't really need any more gifts. So I went to another oncology company in the same town. I was only able to deliver 20 gifts to them, and they went through those in about 4 days. And she said, "Is there any way we can get more?" I said, "Yeah, I'll deliver 100 more before the first week of July." So we've got some selling to do. So if you can commit to doing 10 of these, that you're looking basically for $350 in people sponsoring. Now, a great place to go is like Rotary, Kiwanis, Chamber, attorneys, dentists, doctors, anybody in the oncology business, anybody in the care business. If you know any retired nurses or current nurses, anybody who works through oncology, anybody that's been touched by cancer gets it. Okay. There's also this post that you could do that lets them know that our goal is 150 packages. Here's a receipt that you can do. That you could literally print this out and have them write on there the gifts. If their donation, or I can't use the word donation, if they purchase less than $250 worth of gifts, they don't need a nonprofit number. They can just use this and tax write off the whole thing. It's just if their gift is more than 250, that's when we tell them that we're not a nonprofit. So, and this just gives you an idea of tracking, like who purchases those gifts. So chemo care packages could be another great way to finish your star. So you could do chemo care packages, maybe $300 to $500. You could do 5 gifts for Father's Day, right? There's also another thing called double deals. And normally, when a customer of mine spends $50, they can choose one thing on the special deals sheet that Monica Gobu does. She's a director who every month, bless her heart, she gives us these phenomenal pages that she graphically design, lays out. And we use those pages to offer our customers special deals. I'm going to show you these really quick. So we have, again, it's all on our boards and stuff, but the special deals are, let's see, screen shares. Here's monthly special deals. Sorry about that. So you can get it that says double deal. So let me show you what this looks like. So those of you who have known me a long time, you know, very rarely do I ever discount the product. Like I almost never, except I think Pink Friday is the only day I discount it. But this is double deal days, meaning that I could choose 1 or 2 days. So I chose this week to do Thursday, Friday. So my customers on Thursday and Friday are going to get to see this, and I'm going to post it on Wednesday, that says special double deal days, meaning when they spend 50, instead of getting 1 item, they get 2 items. Now I'm changing this a little bit by telling them it's not just the blue liner, it's all eyeliners, and it's not just those 3 glosses, it's all glosses, because I want them to stock up. So let's say your customer spends 100. Normally she would choose 2 things on here, but on double deal day, she'd get to choose 4. Notice what you're going to want to make sure you have in your inventory. I have so many people choose the travel size. So many choose travel size. And if they're getting their guy stuff, here's the shave cream at half price. So they could buy the regular cleanser and moisturizer in the mug and then get them the shave stuff at half off. Or instant puffiness reducer, the brand new fragrance is on here. I just had a brand new customer order this. She's never bought any makeup ever from me. She only buys skincare. Or they could do the compact, whatever. So all of these are on the special deals. Now, let's say in your inventory, hypothetically, you have, I don't know, let's just say you have a lot of mascara. You could say, oh, one thing that meant to be on the sheet is all of our mascaras are also on there. Well, they don't know that they're not supposed to be on there. Or you could say, oh, it missed the sheet, but all lipsticks are also included. And they'll go, oh, really? Or you could say all CC cream you could throw one extra thing on here that you want. But special deals is a big deal just in itself. Now, if you do double deal days and somebody orders a repair set from you, that's $215. Instead of getting 4 items, she could have up to 8. And that's where you'll see them say, I'll take 1 of every eyeliner, I'll take 4 different glosses, and I'll take a travel mini or whatever. And they literally will spend, because some women love a deal. In fact, a lot of my customers love a deal. So they get super excited about that. So it really depends on what you want to do. Now, the other thing you can do is our repair skincare is a great reorder. So what you do is instead of just posting things and praying, doesn't work, you literally pick up The phone. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. Probably 80% of the calls, even if these people know you, grab your PCP list, 80% of the calls, they're not going to answer the phone. Either they're not sure it's your number, they don't have the number in your phone, whatever. And so let's say I call Melanie and it goes to voicemail. You want to have a short, peppy, excited, quick message. I would write it out or at least bullet point it out. Once you make that call, like 2 or 3 calls, you'll have it down. But it might sound something like it'll say, "Hey, this is Melanie. Sorry I couldn't get to the phone. Leave me your message." It'll go beep and I'll say, "Hey, Mel, it's Diane with Mary Kay. I called to see how beautiful you're feeling. And if there's anything," or I might say, "I wanted just to check in to say hi and see if there's anything I can get you to stay beautiful." I also am finding that men are wanting skincare for Father's Day, and we have a brand new men's skincare line. And most importantly, I'm doing double deals this week. And so what that means is it's 50% off items. I'd love to give you more detail. Just shoot me a text back so I know you got this message. Can't wait to hear from you. And I'll hang up. Now you can even give them way less detail than that. But here's the important part. As soon as I leave Melanie a message, I'm going to go to the texting part and I'm going to send her a text with a whole bunch of emojis in the beginning and say, "Hey, Melanie, I just left you a personal message. Can't wait to hear back. Can't wait to hear from you." And that's it. I don't say it's special deals, whatever. Her curiosity is going to kill her. She'll go listen to the message. Now, the reason I put that in there is there are times when I leave messages, even for my kids, and I'll say to my son, "How come you didn't call me back after a couple of days?" He goes, "I never got a message from you, Mom." I said, "Really? I left a message for you on Sunday." He goes, "I never got it." So just because you leave a message doesn't mean they get it. So I always, after a voice message, I always send a text that says, "I left you a person, or I called and left you a personal message. Can't wait to hear from you." Or can't wait to hear your response after you listen, or "Can't wait for you to listen," something like that. Curiosity will kill them and they will listen. Okay. So you have to think about there's all these pots. Now, one last quick idea is, let's say you've got a client that loves, I'm just trying to think. So I have a new customer. She loves Radiance Peel. In fact, she bought one for me after she tried it. Then she called me within the week and said, "My mom and my sister both want one." So I reached out to her because she's had hers for now about a month and a half, and I know she's religiously using it. And I said to her, I said, "Martha," I said, "I was just thinking about you. Do you have a second?" She goes, "Yeah, what's up?" I said, "How would you like to get a Radiance Peel at half off or free?" She goes, "Really? What do I need to do?" And I said, "Well, here's the deal. I need to sell whatever the dollar amount is, $1,300 by Friday or whatever it is." And I said, "But I'd love your help. If you sell 4 of them for me, I will give you yours at half off. But if you sell 5, I'll give you yours for free." So if she sells 3 or 4, I give it to her at half off. Because I don't lose anything, right? But she's going to get me new customers. So she might go to work. And I said, "Would you like me to send you the flyer about Radiance Peel and the before and after pictures?" She goes, "Yes, please." So can you imagine if you even had just 2 friends? They could be out promoting satin hands. They could be out promoting whatever, maybe our charcoal mask that they love. But if they'll help you sell that, well, if you had 2 people doing that, and let's say they each generated at least $100 in sales, which is really low, like the Radiance Peel is 60, whatever it is, 68. So if she even sold 2 of those, that's $130. Plus, I'm going to give her hers when she hits 3 at half off. So what if you had 2 people out selling for you and creating that excitement? And again, she's also probably going to make a great prospect as a team member, because if she's that excited about the product and that willing to help you, she should be a consultant, right? So there's lots of ways you guys can get to your stars. One last quick idea is, whose birthday is in June? And have you contacted them? So if you haven't looked at your Facebook page, even if you're not a Facebook girl, go into Facebook, go under birthdays, and every birthday from today till the end of the month will be listed. Anybody's birthday you missed is already gone off the sheet. But what if you reached out to 3, 4, or 5 people who have birthdays this month and say, "Hey, Connie, I know that your birthday's in June, so happy birthday month. And did you know that you get a shopping spree the entire month of your birthday? You get 20% off everything you want," or whatever it is you want to offer her. Now Connie's going to order. Again, it helps you with your star. So give them a deadline. And if you let them know that it helps you, then it's even better, because women love to help other women. And then last idea that, again, this is not an original idea, but they're called star certificates. So can you imagine, what if Costco sold you a Costco gift card for $100, but the face value on the card said 125? You'd get like $25 of free stuff at Costco by just paying 100, right? So we have these things called star certificate. They're just a paper strip and it says star certificate. They have a $125 face value, but they only cost 100. And so if you are somebody who only has 900 in, 900 to go, you need to sell 9 star certificates, right? So you'd call Connie and say, "Hey, Connie, I was thinking of you because I'm in this challenge and I'm allowed to offer 9 star certificates. And I thought of you. Can I give you some detail?" And if she says no, then she's not going to say no. She'll say yes. And then I'm going to explain to her that it's $125 value for 100. I said some women want it as one certificate, but if not, I can give you 5 that all say $25, and that way you can keep some for you. If you want to give some as gifts, you can do that, and they never expire. And she'll go, "Oh no, I'll take 5 of them, 5 at $25. That would be great. How do I Venmo you the $100, or how do I get $100 to you?" So what's great about that is you're going to print out $25. I've got them already done. Editable gift certificates that say $25 must be redeemed with me. And there's no expiration date. You have your name and your phone number on there. So if you sold 3 star certificates, that's going to generate you another 300 in cash, but it doesn't take any inventory off your shelf yet. Does that make sense? So again, there's not one way to do this. I wouldn't put all your eggs in just the Father's Day basket. I wouldn't put all of your eggs in just the chemo care basket. I would say, okay, this is passionate to me. This is something I lost my sister to cancer, and I really want to do this. So I've committed to doing 25 of these by Friday. So I just do the math. What's 25 times 33? And then I just go out and start thinking of who do I know who loves being philanthropic, who loves giving back, or has been personally touched by cancer. Because if I can get a company, a Rotary, or somebody who's got more money to write me a check for $400 or $500 or $600, then I can buy a lot of product with that, a lot of hand cream and a lot of satin lips. Okay. So I hope these guys have helped you, but I will tell you the most important thing when you're making that decision is you're either all in or you're not. Because if you're 99% in, you're 100% out. It won't work. But if you're all in, I'm going to tell you, there's no reason you can't cross the finish line. You will be a star by the night of the 15th. I promise you. You just got to be all in and be willing to ask for help. All right, you guys have a great day.